Alright, sorry to 5 minutes. 5 past 2. So we will start our class. Can everyone see my slides and hear my voice clearly?
Yes.
Okay, good. So today we are going to continue with after last class, after um, the introduction of acid and bases, the meaning of acid and base, and the role of water in showing acidity and alkalinity of a substance. Kita dah belajar yang tu, and we already discuss module page 132 until 134. Mostly on the explanation on how to explain the role of water in showing the alkalinity and acidity of acid and bases. So today we are going to continue with pH value. Okay, for pH value subtopic, you have to know the meaning of pH and pOH. Kejap. The meaning of pH and pOH. Okay, notice the P here is lowercase, while the H and OH here is uppercase. Nanti kita tengok kenapa. Right? And then you have to know on how to calculate the pH values. pH values, pOH values, and anything in between. Okay? And you also have to know the relationship between pH value and concentration of hydrogen and hydroxide ions. So these three, and hopefully we can also quickly enter the next subtopic, iaitu strength of acid and bases, because in strength of acid and bases you just have to know the meaning of strong acid, strong alkali, weak acid and weak alkali, and then some relationship between the concentration. Itu sahaja. So we try to get to that. If we can't, then we will stop only at pH value, and then we will continue in our next class. Right? So are you guys ready?
Yes.
Alright, good. Okay, so pH value, we already learned about pH value. We know that pH value have values from 0 or 1 until 14. We know that the neutral pH value is 7. Kenapa ni? We know that the neutral pH value is 7. Okay, and then acid pH value is from 1 until 6, and the pH value for alkali is 8 until 14. Okay, can we have a quick recap? Um, um, between 1 to 6, which acid is more acidic ataupun is more strong? Is stronger. Okay, wine. Okay, wine is a very strong acid. Okay, and then for alkali, between 8 to 14, which one is a very strong alkali? 14 is very strong. Okay, good. Very strong alkali. Okay, so in between very strong acid to very strong alkali, they gradually decrease in the acidity. So very acidic, and then gradually less acidic until neutral, and then start alkali, and then very alkaline. Okay, kita akan tengok why. Alright, so the first thing, kenapa slide tak keluar lagi? Awak nampak slide apa sekarang? What slide do you see right now?
pH value.
Is it the colourful one or pH value acid? Dah? Nampak? Alright, good. So pH value, what is the meaning of pH value? So this is the next definition that you should know. Okay, before this dalam topic acid and bases, you already know three definition. You should know definition of acid, definition of base, and definition of alkali. So now kita tambah lagi definition that you should know in this topic, iaitu definition of pH value. So pH is the measure. pH is actually the measure of concentration of hydrogen ions. Okay, how can you know hydrogen ion? Tengok kat sini, the capital case is H. So sebenarnya this is the measurement of hydrogen ions in an aqueous solution. So that is the meaning of pH. Okay, the measure of concentration of hydrogen ion. So the concentration of hydrogen ion selalunya ditulis dalam bentuk ini. Okay, notice here the kurungan, the bracket, kita guna bracket macam ni. Okay, and then H plus, and then tutup bracket. This bracket means concentration. Okay, meaning concentration. Kalau awak buat macam ni, this is not concentration of hydrogen ion. Okay, this is only hydrogen ion in a bracket. Okay, so please make yourself familiarize with the usage of this bracket. So this bracket is for concentration. So benda dekat dalam tu adalah benda concentration of apa. So katakan kita letak H plus, so inside this bracket is concentration of hydrogen ions. So the concentration of hydrogen ions selalunya kita measure in mole per dm cube. Concentration punya unit adalah mole per dm cube. Okay. pH does not have unit. Can you give me like 2 to 3 minutes kejap eh. Alright, sorry, are you guys still with me? Hello? Okay. Okay. So, pH, apa maksud pH? The definition of pH. So, pH is a measure of concentration of hydrogen ion in an aqueous solution. Sebab kita tahu acid ataupun okay. In an aqueous solution, sorry. Okay, so macam mana kita nak kira pH? Okay, and last thing I tell you is pH does not have unit. Dia tak ada unit. So how are we going to calculate pH? Okay, in order to calculate pH, we just have to pH is actually the negative log of concentration of hydrogen ions. Okay, so macam mana kita nak kira pH? We just press negative log and then we enter the concentration of hydrogen ions. So in order for us to calculate the pH, we have to know the concentration of hydrogen ions. Okay, do you have any question here? No question. I can proceed with the next one. Okay. So if you have any question, just ask me straight away, or you can write in the chat box. Okay, next one. Oh, kita terus kepada calculation. Okay, so now the question asks you to calculate the pH value of nitric acid with 0.5 mole per dm cube of hydrogen ions. Okay, so kita tahu cara nak kira pH adalah negative log and concentration of hydrogen ions. So apa yang kita perlu letak hanyalah negative log and write down the concentration of hydrogen ion. Dekat dalam ini, we already given the concentration of hydrogen ions. Dia dah terus bagi tahu kan, hydrogen ion punya concentration 0.5 mole. So you just put the 0.5 mole per dm cube and then press the calculator, you will got your answer. Semua ada calculator sekarang. Can you quickly grab your calculator with you so that you can do it with me? Berapa dapat? 0. Negatif awak letak awal-awal. Negative log baru tekan 0.5 and then baru tekan enter. What value did you get? 0.301 ataupun kita boleh terus ambil pH value, ambil 2 decimal places sahaja. So 0.3. So the pH value for nitric acid with 0.5 mole per dm cube of hydrogen ion is 0.3. Senang. Okay, this one is a very straightforward question. Okay. Next one. Kenapa tak keluar? Okay. Next one is the question asks you to determine the molarity of hydrochloric acid that have pH value of 2.0. Okay, molarity. Have you learned about molarity before? Have you learned about molarity before? Sorry? Sorry? No, molarity. Okay. Sebelum we're not going into molarity betul-betul lagi, but for now you can just know that molarity is equal to the concentration. Okay, is equal to the concentration. So kita tengok balik formula tadi. pH is equal to negative log of concentration of hydrogen ions. So the question sekarang ni nak concentration of hydrochloric acid. Okay. And hydrochloric acid, kita tahu when it ionizes in water, it will produce hydrogen ion and chloride ion. Berapa banyak hydrogen ion yang dia akan produce untuk satu molekul of hydrochloric acid? Berapa banyak hydrogen ion? 1. So, the concentration of hydrochloric acid is equal to the concentration of hydrogen ions. So, sekarang ni question nak this part. So, what should you do? Kita ambil sahaja apa yang dia dah bagi. So, pH value is 2.0 and then negative log. This is X, benda yang kita nak cari. So, X will be, macam mana kita nak reverse log? Macam mana kita nak reverse log? So, log negative 2.0. So, sorry?
Dia nak reverse log tukar dua kah?
Reverse log tukar semua. Okay, this is mathematic punya part. Awak dah belajar tentang logarithm, right? Dah belajar kan?
Belum.
Hah? Serius belum? Betul belum? Okay, macam ni. Okay. Saya buat satu-satu balik lah. Let's see if I can. Tak keluar tepi tu. Okay, sampai this part semua faham betul? Until this part semua faham? Faham kan? Okay. Saya tak tukarlah X, saya tukar H+. The concentration of hydrogen ion macam tu. Okay. So sekarang ni, kita nak benda ni. Betul? So kita switch position macam yang awak biasa buat dalam matematik. Okay, macam ni kita nak switch position, kita bawa 2.0 pergi sana, H+ pergi sini. So kita akan dapat log H+ sama dengan negative 2.0. Kita tukar position dia macam biasa. Okay, so sekarang ni untuk kita hilangkan log, kita tak boleh letak log kat belah sana. So untuk dapat H+, bila kita bawa log ni pergi sana, dia akan jadi kuasa. So dia akan jadi 10 kuasa negatif 2. Yang ni. Yang ni dekat di atas. Log ni tukar jadi 10. So awak tekan kalkulator saja 10 kuasa negatif 2, kita akan dapat the concentration of hydrogen ion is 0.01 mol per dm3. So disebabkan kita tahu concentration of hydrogen ions is equal to the concentration of hydrochloric acid. So the concentration of hydrochloric acid is 0.01 mol per dm3. Boleh tak?
Boleh.
Ya?
Log 10 kan?
Ya, log tu 10. Okey. Katakan kita dapat macam ni kan. Log H+ is equal to negative 5. So, kita nak bawa log tu ke sana. So, concentration of hydrogen ion is 10 to the power of negative 5. Boleh? Okay, contoh lain. Okay, saya bagi nampak lah. Sebab awak tak belajar lagi log. So, ini je cara yang kita boleh buat. Okay. So, let's say you have log H+ is equal to 3. Let's say. So, H+ is equal to 10 to the power of
3.
yes, 3. Ada tak negatif? Tak ada. Sebab depan 3 tak ada negatif. Yang ni ada negatif. Kenapa? Sebab depan dia ada negatif. Boleh? Okay. Alright. So, can we proceed? Can we proceed? Yes. Okay. So, tadi adalah pH. So, now, kalau okay. Kita tengok tadi, alkali dengan asid dua-dua guna pH value kan? Awak pernah dengar pOH value before? Pernah dengar pOH value? Tak pernah. Okay. pOH sebenarnya adalah, kenapa tak pernah dengar? Okay, kita tengok sekarang. pOH, sorry, slide ni salah. pOH. So, pOH sebenarnya adalah measure of concentration juga of hydroxide ions. Sebab tu, yang capital letter dia dekat sini adalah OH. Okay, sebab dia adalah measure of concentration of hydroxide ion in alkali solution ataupun in aqueous solution. Macam ni kita nak dapatkan pOH value, sama macam tadi juga. pOH value adalah negative log concentration of hydroxide ions. Okay, sampai sini faham? Faham kan? Senang je kan? pH adalah measure untuk concentration hydrogen ion. pOH adalah measure untuk concentration of hydroxide ion. Senang. Faham? Okay. So, disebabkan acid sentiasa di-associate with hydrogen ions, so naturally memang kita selalu kira dia punya concentration of hydrogen ions lah, betul? Sebab dalam acid kita tahu ada hydrogen ion, betul? Okey. Dalam alkali, kita selalu kira hydroxide ion. Sebabkan hydroxide ion tu yang menyebabkan alkali shows it alkali properties. Betul? Kita belajar yang tu last class, right? Hello. So acid adalah yang ions yang bertanggungjawab untuk show acidic properties is hydrogen ion. Untuk alkali, ions yang bertanggungjawab to show its alkaline properties is hydroxide ion. So selalunya kita kira pH for acid and pOH untuk alkali. Tapi kita tak selalu jumpa pOH. Kita tak selalu jumpa pOH untuk alkali. Kita gunakan pH juga untuk alkali. Okey, kenapa? Sebab lagi senang untuk kita tengok bila dia dalam satu value yang sama. Okey. Kenapa lagi satu? Disebabkan oleh dalam acid, bila dia ionize in water, dia masih ada hydrogen ion. Dia akan ada juga hydroxide ion. Cumanya hydroxide ion dia punya concentration is lower. Hydrogen ion punya concentration higher. Dalam alkali, dia ada hydroxide ion. Kita ada juga hydrogen ion. Cumanya hydrogen ion punya concentration is very low. Manakala hydroxide ion punya concentration is very high. So, sebab tu kita tahu bahawa pH plus pOH value dia adalah 14. Kalau kita nak kira pH untuk alkali, kita boleh ambil pH untuk alkali sama dengan 14 tolak dengan value of pOH. Contohnya macam ni. Ada tak tempat kosong tu saya check. Okay, let's see patah balik dekat sini. Okay, dekat sini. Awak nampak slide pH value acid ke? Ke awak nampak slide pH value colourful?
Acid.
Now? Colour betul? Okay. So sekarang ni saya nak bagi awak nampak. Daripada pH 1 sampai pH 14, sentiasa ada hydrogen ions, sentiasa ada juga hydroxide ion. Cumanya dekat pH 1, hydrogen ions punya concentration is very high. Tapi dekat hujung ni, dekat alkali, the concentration of hydrogen ions very low. Tapi concentration of hydroxide ion very high dekat 14. Semua dekat 1, concentration of hydroxide ion very low. Nampak tak? Okey. Macam mana pula neutral? Dekat neutral ada concentration, ada hydrogen ion tak? Ada. Dekat neutral ada hydroxide ion tak? Ada. Kenapa dia neutral? Yes. Yes, because the concentration is the same. The concentration of hydrogen ion is equal to the concentration of hydroxide ions. So daripada this range pH value 1 until 14, kita tahu concentration of hydrogen ion from pH 1 until pH 14, concentration of hydrogen ion is decreasing. Betul tak? Kenapa tak keluar ni? Okay. Concentration of hydrogen ions, ya Allah, decreasing. Daripada kiri ke kanan, betul? How about the concentration of hydroxide ion from left to right, daripada pH 1 ke pH 14? Increasing. Yes, increasing. So kita tahu hydrogen ion daripada pH 1 dia banyak, makin kurang. Daripada hydroxide ion from pH 1 kurang, makin banyak sampailah ke neutral, the concentration dia sama. Kemudian bila dah over daripada pH 7, hydroxide pula makin banyak. Disebab tu dia dah jadi alkali. Okay, so kalau hydrogen ions yang banyak daripada hydroxide ions, dia jadi acid. Okay, maksudnya H+ ni menguasai. Tapi kalau hydroxide ion lebih banyak daripada hydrogen ions, dia jadi alkali. Nampak tak? Boleh faham yang ni? Okay. Sebab tu untuk kira alkali pun kita boleh gunakan pH value. Sebab kita masih boleh measure the concentration of hydrogen ions walaupun dekat dalam alkali. Cumanya kita tahu dalam alkali the concentration of hydroxide ion is bigger, is higher. Okay. Kenapa ambil 14 tolak pH? Kenapa ambil 14 tolak pH untuk dapatkan pH value untuk alkali? Sebab pH plus pOH sama dengan 14. pH sama dengan 14 tolak pOH ataupun pH plus pOH sama dengan 14. Boleh faham tak dekat sini? Boleh, okay. Alright, good. So next kita tengok example. So example 3. Calculate the pOH value for sodium hydroxide solution with 0.1 mole of hydroxide ions. So kita tengok pOH sama dengan negative log concentration of hydroxide ion. So masukkan saja dalam formula pOH sama dengan negative log 0.1. So tekan calculator, you will get 1. So bila kita tahu pOH adalah 1, how about pH? Yes, so pH is 14 minus 1. So 13. So pH dia 13, betul tak alkali? Betul tak alkali? pH 13? Betul, sebab tu kita dah tahu sodium hydroxide is alkali. Okay, so pOH dia 1. Okay, ada question kat sini? Tak ada. Okay, next one. Calculate the pH value. So now dia nak pula pH value untuk potassium hydroxide that has 0.01 mole of hydroxide ions. So kita buat dulu pOH. pOH is equal to negative log concentration of hydroxide ions. So tekan calculator, negative log 0.01 dapat 2. So, pOH dia adalah 2. So, now question nak pH. pH sama dengan 14 minus POH. So 14 minus 2 dapat 12. So pH untuk potassium hydroxide adalah 12. So 12 adalah untuk alkali. So betul lah. Okay? Senang?
Boleh.
Boleh. Okay. Next one. Next one. Determine the molarity. Okay, awak nampak perkataan molarity, jangan takut lagi. Tahulah bahawa dia tengah tanya tentang concentration of lithium hydroxide, LiOH, with pH value 12. Okay. So sekarang ni dia nak concentration. pH sama dengan negative log H plus, hydrogen ion. POH sama dengan negative log hydroxide ions. So concentration of lithium hydroxide is equal to concentration of H plus ataupun hydroxide ions. How do you know hydroxide ion? Sebab dia alkali. Yes, you already know because pH 12 is alkali. So you use the alkali punya value. So tapi sekarang ni dalam ni adalah POH, betul? So you cannot tulis POH 12 sebab 12 adalah pH. So pH is equal to 14 minus POH kan? So can you get POH now? Boleh tak kita cari POH from pH?
Boleh.
Boleh. So 14 minus 12 is POH. So POH is 2. Lepas tu buat apa? Masukkan dalam formula. So 2 equal to negative log concentration of hydroxide ions. Okay. Kemudian bawa negatif dulu. So negative 2 is equal to log hydroxide ions. So hydroxide ions punya concentration is 10 to the power of negative 2. Tekan je calculator, awak akan dapat
0.01.
0.01. Okay, concentration atau molarity ada unit. Apa unit dia?
Mol decimeter cube.
Yes, mole per decimeter cube. So itu adalah concentration of hydroxide ions. Dan kita tahu concentration of hydroxide ion is equal to the concentration of lithium hydroxide. So the concentration of lithium hydroxide LiOH, is equal to 0.01 mole per dm cube. Ada soalan? Do you have any question?
Teacher,
Yes.
kita kira ni untuk cari hydroxide ion lah.
Ya, kita cari hydroxide ion. Why? Kenapa kita cari hydroxide ion sedangkan question tanya concentration of lithium hydroxide? Sebab kita tahu, kan kita dah buat ionization equation. Lithium hydroxide akan ionize into lithium ions and hydroxide ions. Kita tahu one molecule of lithium hydroxide akan produce one molecule of hydrogen ions. So kalau kita dah dapat 0.01 mol per dm cube untuk concentration of hydroxide ions, so samalah dengan concentration of lithium hydroxide. Boleh faham? Yes?
Negatif log kan di sebelah.
Mana? Kat mana?
Yang negatif log kan di sebelah.
Negatif pindah sebelah untuk log tu dia tak jadi, dia tak dia tak jadi positif. Macam mana saya nak cakap untuk log ni, I really saya tak apa ingat sangat untuk saya terang kat awak mathematically. But that is how it is done. Mungkin awak kena tanya cikgu matematik awak lepas ni. Ataupun bila awak belajar log nanti. For your further understanding. Boleh tak? Boleh, boleh. Okay, just bawa je dia ke tepi, kekalkan saja negatif tu Okay. Okay, so daripada apa yang kita kira tadi and daripada pH value, we know that the concentration of hydroxide ion, when the concentration of hydroxide ion increase, the pH value increase. Okay, the concentration of alkali increase, so more alkali molecule ionized in water to produce hydroxide ions. So that's why the pH value increase. So kita tahu kan strong alkali pH value dia higher. Kenapa pH value higher? Because the concentration of hydroxide ion is higher. Kenapa concentration of hydroxide ion higher? Sebab yang tu next class. Next subtopic. So kita tahu when alkalinity increase, the pH value increase. Strength. Ni tertinggal. Concentration. When the concentration of hydrogen ion increase, the pH value decrease. Okay, when the concentration of acid increase, more acid molecule ionized in water to produce hydrogen ion. When the acidity increase, pH value decrease. Kan tadi kita ada buat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, sini neutral. Sini hydrogen ion punya concentration X. Sini hydroxide ion punya concentration increase. So, when the concentration of hydrogen ion increase, maksudnya ke arah kiri kan? When the concentration of hydrogen ion increase, pH value decrease. Tengoklah. Makin tinggi hydrogen ions punya concentration, tengok belah sini. So, pH value semakin, pH value decrease. Okay, tapi kalau untuk hydroxide ion, the concentration of hydroxide ion increase. Tengok hydroxide ion kat sini. Makin bertambah. How about the pH value? The pH value also increase. Boleh? Boleh Saya rasa kita takkan sempat masuk the strength of acid and bases ke sempat? Tengok cak jam. 2:43. Let's see. Kenapa tersekat slide saya? Okay. Kita try masuk sikit dulu The strength of acid and bases. Strength of acid and bases. The pH scale is a scale of numbers. Okay, kita dah tahu it's from 0 to 14 used to measure the acidity or alkalinity of an aqueous solution based on the concentration of hydrogen ions. Kenapa hydrogen ion? Sebab pH value adalah measure of concentration of hydrogen ions. Good. So, kita kira hydrogen ion. Hydrogen ions dekat acid tinggi. Hydrogen ions dekat alkali rendah. Okay. Okay, ni yang ni lebih nampak kot. Okay. So, pH 0, pH 14. Concentration of hydrogen ions dekat pH 0 adalah 10. Dekat pH 1, 10 power of negative 1. Dekat pH 2 makin sikit, makin sikit, makin sikit, makin sikit. Ni kan 0.1, ni 0.01. This one 0.001, 0.0001, 0.00001. Okay? kita tengok concentration of hydrogen ion makin atas makin sedikit. Ataupun makin turun ke bawah makin sedikit. Makin atas makin banyak, sorry. Makin ke bawah makin sedikit. So, kita tahu pH value increase ataupun ke bawah, concentration of hydrogen ion decrease. pH value decrease ataupun ke atas, concentration of hydrogen ion increase. Betul tak? Nampak tak? Okay. Kalau pH value increase, concentration of ataupun ke bawah, concentration of hydrogen ion decrease, concentration of hydrogen ion increase. Kalau pH value decrease ataupun ke atas, concentration of hydrogen ion semakin increase dan concentration of hydroxide ion decrease. Ni dia punya relationship between tiga tu. Okay, next one is you have to know what is degree of ionization. So, untuk acid and alkali, kita tahu bahawa the definition for acid and alkali, they must ionize in water. So, bila dia ionize in water, we have to know the degree of dissociation ataupun degree of ionization. Tahap dia ionize. Okay. So, the strength, kekuatan acid of alkali depends on the degree of ionization of acid or alkali dalam water tersebut. The degree of ionization is the percentage ataupun fractions of molecules that dissociates into ions when dissolved in water. Maksudnya macam ni. Apa yang menyebabkan sesuatu acid itu kuat? Hello, apa yang menyebabkan sesuatu asid itu kuat? Disebabkan kehadiran of hydrogen apa? Hydrogen ions. Yes, good. Apa yang menyebabkan Apa yang menyebabkan alkali itu kuat? Alkali itu alkali. Alkali. More hydroxide ion ataupun less hydrogen ions. So, kita tahu bahawa acids kan, for condition for acids tu, kita tahu dia mesti ionize in water to produce hydrogen ions. So, degree of dissociation ataupun degree of ionization adalah banyak mana ions tu dissociate. Banyak mana ions tu terhasil. Okay. Kita tengok next. Baik. Tapi saya rasa kita tak dapat masuklah strong acid, strong alkali. Saya tak nak tambah lagi sebab masa tak sempat untuk saya habiskan nanti. So, saya rasa saya akan sambung strength of acid and alkali next class. Saya nak lebih fahamkan awak kepada pH tadi balik. Okay, kita patah balik pH, nak bagi betul-betul faham pH tadi. Masalah ni. So, pH. Okay, pH tadi. Meaning of pH. Have you already know the meaning of pH? Okay, yes. How about to calculate pH value? Can you calculate pH values, pOH value? Yes. Okay. How about the relationship between pH value, concentration of hydrogen and hydroxide ions? Okay, saya test Mari kita tengok. pH 1. Tak naklah pH 2. This is pH 2. This is pH 10. Okay. Let's see. Saya panggil dulu. Saya panggil orang. Sebelum kita habiskan kita punya kelas. Where is it? Saya tak boleh tengok orang. Setting. Okay, Alisa. Is Alisa here? Okay, good. Kita nak recap sahaja. So, if pH 2, okay, compared to pH 10, what is the how about the concentration of hydrogen ion? Is the concentration of hydrogen ion higher or lower for pH 2? Yes, the concentration of hydrogen ion in pH 2 is higher than concentration of hydrogen in pH 10. Good. Next one, Durrani. Is Durrani here? Durrani? No, Durrani. Huh? Okay, Muhaimin. Okay, Muhaimin, how about the hydroxide ion? Hydroxide ion in pH 2 compared to the hydroxide ion in pH 10. Which one is higher and which one is lower? Is? Huh? Huh? Higher dekat mana? pH 2, hydroxide ion. Okay, pH 2 is acid or alkali, Muhaimin? Acid. So, acid banyak hydrogen ion atau banyak hydroxide ion? Hydrogen ion. So, hydroxide ion dia dalam acid is? Higher juga. So, hydroxide ion dengan hydrogen ion dekat acid dua-dua banyak. Habis tu? Ha? Muhaimin? Hydroxide ion dalam mana lower? Tak dengar kuat sikit. pH 2. Okay, so hydroxide ion in pH 2 is higher or lower? Lower. Hydroxide ion. How about the hydroxide ion in pH 10? Higher. Awak tengok macam tu sahaja. Okay, kita tahu pH tinggi dia mesti alkali. So, bila alkali, the hydroxide ion is higher. Okay, kalau pH dia rendah, kita tahu dia acid. So, bila acid, the concentration of hydrogen ion is higher. So, this is the relationship between pH value. As pH value increase, the concentration of hydrogen ion increase or decrease? Tegong. As the pH value increase, the hydrogen ions punya concentration increase or decrease? Yes, hydrogen, concentration of hydrogen ion decrease. How about the concentration of hydroxide ion? Yes, good. Concentration of hydroxide ion increase. Sebab kita tahu as pH increase, maksudnya dia bergerak ke arah alkali. Bila bergerak ke arah alkali, concentration of hydrogen ion decrease, concentration of hydroxide ion increase. Okay, so if the pH value decrease, okay, how about the concentration of hydrogen ions? Decrease saya. Yes, the concentration of hydrogen ion increase. How about the concentration of hydroxide ion? Decrease. Good. Sebab semakin pH value menurun, iaitu semakin acid, so hydrogen ion increase, hydroxide ion decrease. So cukuplah 3 benda ni sahaja yang awak kena tahu hari ini. Kita tak payah masuk benda lain dulu. Next one kita masuk next class. So make sure you are clear with these 3 things. Okay, kalau tak faham lagi please ask me in WhatsApp group. And you have one exercise for you to be in your Google Classroom. So dalam Google Classroom saya dah assign one exercise for you to calculate pH, pOH, calculate the pH and pOH of acid and alkali. So make sure you go to the Google Classroom and you do the exercise. The due for the assignment is today. So please buat dulu. We will discuss the exercise in our next class, and we will also continue with strength of acid and alkali in our next class as well. Okay, do you have any more questions? Ada soalan kelas? No more question, okay? So if you don't have any more question, please write down your name as usual in the Google Meet chat room for your participation and attendance, and then you may leave the Google Meet. Please do your exercise, okay? In Google Classroom. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Welcome. Daripada awal dia dah tintong, dah tak terurus dah kelas tu.
Abang nak cakap dengan saya tadi pindah ke malam je, tapi mungkin tak semudah abang sebab saya kena bagi susu kan. Apa hujung-hujung macam tak berjawab je tadi?
Jawab.
Oh dalam je lah. Apa yang saya rasa abang rasa juga. Kan bantu tidur tadi kan? Lepas apa kedua dia nangis.
Ya, saya baru start Google Meet.
Orang
Saya baru start Google Meet.
apa pun ni abang tak boleh terpaksa tinggalkan mengawang-awang je.
Saya mengaung-ngaung. Saya dekat sini. Mana aku boleh bercakap orang mengaung macam tu?
Terbuat bawa masuk bilik tu kan. Bukan kat luar. Betul cakap. Sampai satu tahap kali kena pisah. Ngantuk balik. Terus sembang-sembang dengan siapa entah.